Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel for more amazing company and stock analysis. Just know that I am not a financial advisor and that this video is for entertainment purposes only. With that said, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more fundamental and technical analysis on the most trending stocks. Now, let's get on with the video. Alright guys, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the company American Airlines. And the reason is American Airlines has taken a toll heavily due to the pandemic, but recently, especially on July 4th, the number of international travels and travels overall increased. And it's making me think that the company might have a possibility of increasing their share price as travel gets back after the pandemic and having more and more people. But that's just a prediction that I have. I want to go over the fundamental analysis with you before I go over some technical analysis and some news. So let's get on with it. So right now I'm looking at their condensed consolidated balance sheet. And here I could see that their total assets have increased from 68,649, and this number in millions compared to the $62,008. If you also see their liabilities have also increased. This is particularly because of the non-current liabilities, as can be seen here. The current liabilities, it did increase by roughly 1,000 in millions. And due to the long-term debt and finance leases, such as the leases of the airplanes and other leases, their leases increased by about 8,000 as much. However, that said, while their liabilities increased, their assets increased. All right, so now moving on from the assets and liabilities, I also wanted to talk about their revenues and expenses and how it's causing them to lose their money and lose money per common share. So, taken from this condensed consolidated statements of operations, the company, American Airlines, was making most of their revenues about $4,000 in millions in the pandemic compared to the 8,515 in millions they did in 2020. Huge drop due to the pandemic. Looking at their operating expenses, due to the pandemic, the company had to lose 10% of its aircrafts. So the aircraft fuel and related taxes and maintenance, they decreased, but it was only to survive with the operations. Still, though, they still had a operation loss of $1,000, getting this, or 1,000 in millions, taken from this operating expenses minus their revenues. And the same can be seen here during the March 2020, from 11,000 subtracting 8,000 to get 2,549 in millions. As a result, the loss per common share, it decreased, and the net loss also decreased as a result of the decreasing revenues and expenses. Moving on from the operations, the next part I thought to check out was the cash flows. Although their operating revenues are decreasing, the company had improved in their cash flows through their investing activities and kept it roughly the same in their financial activities. If you take a look here at their net cash used in investing activities, the number increased from 162 million to 7,152 million, while the cash and restricted cash at the end of the period remained roughly the same at 434 million and 486. So with that said, overall, that concludes my fundamental analysis on the company American Airlines. I want to get into some of the technical analysis and some of the news. First, the news. One, in this headline, American Airlines Group announces webcast of second quarter 2021 financial results. Their plan is to have a webinar on July 22nd at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, and a ton of analysts and journalists will be there to discuss the financial results for the second quarter. And in this headline, American Airlines to add multiple services from Miami. It basically says that they are expanding to international destinations, two international destinations and 6 domestic routes, including in Miami. On top of that, the Fort Worth, Texas-based carrier will serve 28 destinations in Mexico and 7 in Colombia. And outside of these seasonal services, it says here that American Airlines will introduce daily seasonal flights between Miami and Des Moines, as well as Milwaukee, which will operate from November to early April. So, in conclusion of this article, it seems like American Airlines is slowly starting to get back into its seasonal, domestic, and international routes and destinations. So, more is potentially to be seen with American Airlines. On top of that, as mentioned earlier in the video, American Airlines says air travel jumped over July 4th weekend versus 2020. The first thing they say is that American Airlines said on Tuesday it carried nearly 2.7 million customers on more than 26,000 flights from July 1st to July 5th, nearly 3 times the passengers it carried in 2020. This can go on and to prove and show that people want to get back, start traveling again, and that the airlines is ready to continue and expand on more domestic and regional flights. With all that said, that concludes my news analysis. Now let's get into some technical analysis. Alright, so as we can see here, right now the share price for American Airlines is $20.49. And that today they just broke above this SMA 180 line. Originally they were below it. And right over here, they were going over some consolidation period, but there was a breakout and there was some confirmation when it bounced on the SMA line, and now it's picking itself back up again. If I come over here, the EMA lines look like they're going in a downward trend right now, and same here as can be seen with the MACD. So it might be very important to see if the share price is going to bounce off this SMA line, or if it's going to go through and fall and cause that SMA 180 line to be a resistance line, similar as to how it did on the 6th. Now, using the 5-day chart, it seemed like there was a strong support level found at the $19.71 mark and has been going up. It seems like there's a resistance level right around here at $21, but a consolidation resistance right around 2059. So there might be a resistance coming up once the share price hits around that mark, and we can probably expect the share price to decrease. However, looking in the long run, things can vary and more news still has to come out. That is more long term, so not much technical analysis can be done for the long run. And with that said, I'd like to conclude my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope y'all have a great day, and peace out.